If you control the food, you control the people. This is pretty simple stuff. Smithfield was bought back in 2004. It is the largest meat packer in America, owned and operated by a Chinese company, directed by the CCP. And as they said, hey, we don't want to do this anymore, they pulled the plug on it. Boy, it would cripple America. So that makes agriculture a weapon, doesn't it?
Agriculture is seen as a weapon right now, set up by the CCP. Now, of course, we know we're not no longer just fighting the battle across the soils of other countries, but at this moment we are fighting a war on the soil of our own nation. There's an internal, the external. We have witnessed through many to realize the problems within. So it is all about what we say, using America against America. And also it is using yours, mine, the taxpayers' money against ourselves. So that's what we have seen so far. And speaking of agriculture as weapon, a good example you have mentioned just then really shows us as how the CCP have been playing the games. It is not a single case. There's many cases and many instances where they use from all the production line from the very beginning, on the farmland, on the soil, to the factories, to the external source that we as consumers get in touch with. All the access is being controlled.
Yeah, and I've traveled enough to see Chinese intervention in countries in Africa and Central America and South America, where they've come in, they cut deals with governments that are poor, and they provide, the building of roads or bridges like they did in Costa Rica. And then Costa Rica opens up their fishing access to the Chinese. And they say, okay, you have to fish, 3 miles or farther out. And the Chinese come into a quarter mile or a half mile, set up their fishing vessels, net everything out, destroy the fishery, and move on. China is not respectful to their smaller host countries. Why would I expect them to be respectful to American agriculture?
They are not respectful to anywhere that we have seen, and that's a part of their plans. And as we have seen, not only just the way they have been developing, using all the arable land in communist China, they're also trying to access different agreements everywhere, for example, in South American countries. And this is to dollarize the whole global economy. And it is also an attempt to make the U.S. dependent on the CCP. And like you have mentioned there as well, the investments in Africa and in Latin America and in many of the developing countries, they have the CCP has been invalidating in very long time. So it's the importance of food in relation to their political power and position in their world. They have been very developed into that, controlling the BRICS nations. Yeah, it's all about the game.